Alright, I pulled out my old electricity book when I was an electrician's apprentice, wanting to become a journeyman. That was, 15 years ago. This is a fairly easy reading book. It's probably set up for 5th grade or 8th grade reading level comprehension, and I have read these chapters before, but my interest in this is to utilize it towards automotive. Not that I'm going to be using it towards residential or commercial, but I figured this would be more in-depth book because my other book doesn't go. It's more layman's terms. So I've run into an issue here, and my issue is factoring out equations. I am obviously doing something wrong, but I don't know what that would be. So we have P equals E times I. We also have P equals I squared times R. And we also have P equals E squared times R. Alright. So we have well, let's factor the first one. If we wanted to solve for E, we would just divide I on both sides. So you would have E equals P over I, or you would have I by itself. You would have I equals P over E. So when we come down here, we have P equals I squared. So let's just do P equals I squared times R. And let's say we wanted to solve for I. I believe that's what I was wanting to do. So to get I by itself, you would divide R on both sides. So, and then you would take the square root. So that would cross out, and then you would take the square root of I squared, and that would cancel those out. So you would be left with I equals the square root of P over R. And then if you wanted to do, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So if you got I squared here and E squared here, it should come out to the same. So we've got P equals E squared times R. You're going to divide by R, those cancel out. Square root of everything. So these cancel out, and then you're going to be left with E equals the square root of P over R. However, when you look over here and you find that E equals the square root of P times R, and I equals the square root of P over R. So how is it that when you factor out 1, you get a division, and here you get a multiplication, both of which, all of them are under or inside the square root, but they are not the same, even though they start out to be the same up here. They're both I squared R. Oh, damn it, that's why. How did I miss that? Huh. Yeah, so that would make sense now. E squared divided by R. Huh. Well, I'll send you this video anyway, but it appears I already solved my own problem. So let's try to find that. Mosquito is biting me. He'll probably come back and get me now that this light's on. He'll be attracted to the heat. There he is. So we have P equals E squared over R. And we want to solve for E. So, oh, there you go. You got to multiply R on both sides. And he's going to cancel out. And you're going to do the square root of everything. These are going to cancel out. You're going to be left with E equals the square root of RP or PR. How do they have it? They got it PR. So PR. Yep. Oh. Well, at least I still know how to factor. And that would also explain why I wasn't getting the correct answers. When I was trying to fill in this box, I'd get watts, and then I could get ohms, but then when I tried to check my answer by using the watts to use one of these to make sure that the ohms works, it was coming out wrong, and I couldn't figure out why. And it's because I had the formula wrong. So I'll go back and try and do that again, and if it is correct, which I imagine it will be, then my problem will be fixed. So